Hello friends, welcome to the Trading Temple channel. Today we're going to analyze 3 coins. The first coin we're going to analyze is coin C. As you can see, we had talked about this pennant that usually when the price breaks out of this pennant and goes up, there's a strong chance that bullish momentum returns and the price can go even higher. And the next target we could find was by taking the lowest level here up to the highest level and then placing it at the breakout point, which is roughly here, and we could find the next target, which was about 50 cents. But as you can see, that didn't happen because in this area we had a breakout, but it was more like a fake out, and the price went back inside this trend line again, touched it one more time, hit this support level, and finally, with a stronger candle, managed to break through on the 4-hour time frame and move up. And now we have another pullback. Because of this shooting star candle that formed on the 4-hour time frame, the price is experiencing a bit of a pullback, and in my opinion, the best scenario for this coin is to hold the level it's currently at. It also has this trend line, this support, and at the same time on the daily time frame, we can have both the 50-day and 100-day moving averages. This is the best opportunity for it to hold this area and not go lower, because if it drops further, things will get a bit complicated. But as long as this level holds, in my opinion, its next short-term target can still be 50 cents, and it could hit this long-term trend line that has kept C under it for a long time. It's been almost a year and a half that it's been under this trend line. The next target could be here, and after that we'll have to see whether it can break this trend line or not. Nothing significant has happened to this coin so far. Let's move on to the next coin. The next coin is Near Protocol. We had talked about Near Protocol and said that it needs to break through this very midterm trend line. It finally managed to break through and did so with very strong volume. But what's become very critical here now is that along with the high green volume, we've also seen a strong red volume here, which makes things a bit risky. Why is that? Because right now we're close to a resistance that's roughly at $3.50, and when the price touched this resistance, it formed a very bad candle, which we call a shooting star. And when these candles form at a resistance, there's a strong chance we'll see a pullback, and you can see that it's formed on the 4-hour time frame as well. Now, where could the pullback reach? Usually we have 2 types of pullbacks. One type of pullback is sharp, meaning if the price drops sharply, if it comes down here and hits this trend line, there's a strong chance it'll go even lower. That's one type of pullback. A healthy pullback usually looks like this. The price gradually comes down, touches this trend line, and then the next move goes higher. We're looking for this kind of move. That is, the price gradually comes down to test. Here we have both support and a trend line, which can serve as a back test, and then in the next move, we go higher. This type of candle is dangerous because unless the price goes above this wick, it can be tough. When it goes above it, this will most likely be invalidated. As long as it's below, the price is valid and we might have a pullback. Where can you find this kind of pattern, for example? Let's look at some examples. For example, this has happened several times right here on the Near Protocol chart. For example, here's one where you can see the price had a sharp pullback, and here's another one where it entered a small correction. You can see that this type of candle, when it forms near resistance, is a bit risky. Here too, you can see that this has happened as well. For now, we have to see what happens to Near Protocol. But, well, the crypto game mostly revolves around Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin can go up and Near Protocol also moves into these areas, there's a strong chance the price will bounce back up. But for now, in my opinion, we might see a pullback here. But again, everything depends on the Bitcoin chart. So for now, that's it for the Near Protocol chart. We need to be a bit patient and see what happens. We talked about the EIGEN Layer coin 2 or 3 days ago when it was in this area. We said that with the pressure building up, there's a strong chance of a breakout, and that's exactly what happened beautifully. The price went up almost 40% from the point where we discussed it, and we said it would reach this area and that the price might pause a bit here to see what happens next. This is its current situation. Similar to the newer protocol, we might see a pullback. Here again, it depends on the Bitcoin chart, and then it could move toward $2.50, or like the Avalanche chart, it might not have a pullback at all. In this section where EIGEN Layer is now, Avalanche didn't have a pullback and the price automatically went up and reached the next resistance. The same thing could happen for EIGEN Layer reaching this $2.50 area. For now, we have to see what happens in the coming weeks. Since we're analyzing an altcoin, we definitely need to analyze the Bitcoin chart as well to see what's happening with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's situation is getting a bit complicated. In this resistance that we talked about 2 or 3 days ago, Bitcoin still hasn't been able to break through it, and this makes things a bit difficult. As you can see in the 4-hour time frame, Bitcoin has had a strong pullback and has dropped to this area. And what's important for Bitcoin is that it doesn't break this level here, because if it does, we'll form a lower low and the price might drop a bit and come down to this area at the next support. And in this area, Neo Protocol and the coins we've talked about might have a small pullback, meaning that Bitcoin could drop about 3% from here to here, and those coins might also fall by around 7 or 8%. That was pretty much today's analysis about these coins and the crypto market. I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and don't forget that trading is never 100% certain. Everything depends on probability. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Until the next video, goodbye.